Have you ever noticed people don't check on you? They check what you can do for them. They remember your number when they're stuck, stressed, late, or drowning. But when you're the one drowning, the room gets quiet, like you never existed. If you've been living like that, this story will hit you hard in a good way. Because the day Ethan stopped saying yes, he didn't lose people. He finally got his life back. Ethan was 24, working 2 jobs and trying to be the good guy everyone liked. He fixed laptops for friends, covered shifts for coworkers, and answered calls at midnight. He believed being available made him valuable, and being valuable meant being safe. At home, his room stayed messy, his bills stacked up, and his body ran on caffeine. His mother texted, asking if he was eating, and Ethan always replied with a laughing emoji. He didn't want anyone to worry, because he was already worried all the time. People praised Ethan in the way. People praised free help. They said, "You're a lifesaver." His friend Ryan called him brother, but only when something broke or a deadline hit. Ethan told himself it was friendship because admitting the truth would feel humiliating. He kept saying yes, and his own life stayed on pause, waiting for a quieter week. But the week never got quieter because his yes trained everyone around him. One Friday night, Ethan promised himself he would finally sleep early. His phone buzzed at 11:12 p.m. and Ryan's message popped up like a siren. "Bro, I messed up. I need you. Just 20 minutes." Ethan stared at his cracked bank app screen, then at the laundry he hadn't touched in days. He typed, "On my way," because no felt like betrayal in his chest. He drove across town, fixed the problem, and got home close to 2 a.m. The next morning he overslept, missed his shift, and lost a day of pay he needed badly. Ryan sent a thumbs up emoji, and that was it. That afternoon, Ethan's landlord knocked and reminded him rent was due Monday morning. Ethan nodded, smiled, and closed the door with his heart pounding hard. He sat on the edge of his bed and opened his phone, wanting to call someone. Then he realized something that made his stomach drop. He didn't know who to call, because he was the person people called. His mother phoned right then, and Ethan almost let it ring out. He answered anyway, and her voice was quiet, like she already sensed the truth. "Mother, are you okay, or are you just saying you are?" Ethan swallowed and said he was fine, because that was his oldest habit. The next day, Ethan stopped at a small corner diner before work, trying to feel human again. An older man named Mr. Harris sat nearby, listening to the same tired kind of silence. Ethan accidentally dropped his keys, and Mr. Harris picked them up without rushing. He looked at Ethan's face and spoke like he was naming something obvious. "Mr. Harris, you look like you've been rented out to everyone." Ethan laughed. Mr. Harris offered a deal that sounded simple, but felt terrifying. For 7 days, Ethan would protect 1 hour every day, like it was rent for his own life. When someone asked for help, Ethan had to pause, check that hour, and decide. If it stole that hour, he had to say, "Not today." Then he had to write one line in his notes, what he protected and what he felt. But the real pressure begins when someone tries to punish you for changing. That night, Ryan called again, and Ethan's thumb hovered over the answer button. He pictured rent due Monday, his missed shift, and his mother's question. Ethan picked up and kept his voice calm, even while his heart raced. "Ryan, bro, I need you right now. Ethan, not today. I can't. I can't. Ryan went silent, then laughed like Ethan was joking, then got irritated fast. Ethan, I'm serious. I've got my own life to fix. Ethan ended the call, sat there shaking, and wrote one line in his notes. He felt guilty, but he also felt something new under the guilt. Relief. The next day, a coworker asked Ethan to cover a shift. Because you always help. Ethan almost said yes, because praise still hooked him like a drug. He caught himself, protected his hour, and said no with a steady voice. That night, Ryan sent a long message about loyalty, friendship, and how Ethan had changed. Ethan's chest tightened, and he almost gave in, just to stop feeling like the villain. Then he remembered the rule, and he kept the boundary anyway. An hour later, he saw a photo online of Ryan hanging out, smiling perfectly fine. Ethan stared at it, and something inside him finally snapped in a clean way. Ryan didn't miss Ethan. He missed access to Ethan. By the end of the week, Ethan's life did not become perfect, but it became his again. He used his protected hour to pick up extra work, clean his room, and handle rent early. His sleep improved, his panic slowed down, and his phone stopped controlling his evenings. People still reached out, but fewer emergencies appeared when Ethan stopped being automatic. Some people pulled away, and Ethan learned that was information, not tragedy. And the ones who stayed started asking with respect, not entitlement. On the seventh day, Ethan sat on his bed and read his notes back slowly. They were not dramatic, but they were proof, and proof builds self-respect. He realized something he wished he had learned younger. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes your yes mean something again. Because when you stop saying yes to everyone, you finally start saying yes to yourself.